This year 50th, wow, that's
25th.
25th, I'm sorry, got 50th.
Okay, you're on.
Hi, good morning, my name is Daniel Trankina, I am with Pleasant Holidays, and I'm very excited to be here at the Travel Business 25th anniversary, and I'd like to discuss pretty much Hawaii, Tahiti, and some of the Caribbean and our American cruise line with you today. So I want to start off by saying here's our destinations that we have, and I just want to make it very clear that we used to be called Pleasant Hawaiian Holidays, but we are no longer. And just to give a real quick summary, Hawaii used to be 74% of all of Pleasant's business. As of today, it's 46%. That does not mean we don't sell Hawaii better than anybody. It just means our portfolio has increased, so we added a lot more destinations for you to travel to. Okay, going to Pleasant on the Hawaiian Islands, it's really good. I've just been there 2 weeks ago. Whoops, sorry. We've won Travel Weekly's award-winning for Pleasant Holidays for Hawaiian wholesaler tour operator for 15 years. That's very key for Travel Weekly to be recognized by that. So we've been selling anything from the air to the land to the car. This is one thing I want to really stress. Your travel agent is the most important thing. I often say that you can go online, you might think you're getting a better price, but you know what? It's all about relationships, and I just want to talk about that just for a second. You know, I always say, do you go to a dentist because he's cheaper or because of the quality of his work? I'm here because of a relationship that I have with Connie and the staff here at the travel business. And that's very important because if you're away on vacation and you booked your trip through Costco and there's a problem, or Expedia, I always joke, you know, you going to call Costco and hit 9 for the bakery, or are you going to call one of the travel agents, or are you going to call one of the travel agents here who have that relationship with me and I have the relationship with the hotels. So this is very, very important. And I always say this too, and this can go for a shirt, pair of slacks, shoes, vacation. If you pay cheap, you pay twice. And I don't mean you got to break the bank here, but it's always nice to have the comfort of a travel agent. And one other thing, I mean, they're professionals, guys, just like you might be a professional plumber, electrician, a teacher. They are professionals. My job is to take them, see it, touch it, taste it, and sell it. And I'm only one aspect. They have cruise line reps, they have river cruise reps. So please, please, please always look and go to your travel agent. Okay. All right, for the Hawaiian Islands. As you can see, they're broken out. The Hawaiian Island is the big one on the lower right. It used to be called the Big Island, but there was a name change on there. I was just recently at the very top left, Kauai, which is my personal favorite, and we'll go into that in just a little bit. But you can see the outline of the islands. Your main fly-in destination is Oahu, and again, it's probably the #1 rated because of the attraction of Pearl Harbor. So, as I mentioned, we are the largest tour operator. We do the 6 islands, and a couple that weren't on there. We also do Molokai and Lanai. We also have cruise lines, and I always tell people, if you want to do a little cheaper way of seeing Hawaii and see 4 of the islands, you can go on a cruise, and it's really nice because think about it. Your food's included. If you buy the drink package on board, you can get all that as well. And you know, they have activities, and if they don't, we have them. But you're on the islands, you're seeing them, you're touching all 4. It's just a nice option that you can go. Also, we use Olive Hertz rental cars, and I will explain to you on certain islands which are a must to get a rental car. Speaking of the cruises, here we have it, Norwegian Cruise Line, more of your mega ship liner, the only cruise ship that does the sailings around the Hawaiian Islands. We can offer everything from the air, the cruise, the pre-hotel, the post-hotel, any activities that you want to do, and the car rental. And what's nice about this, you go to your travel agent, they work with us, boom, it's done. It's one-stop shopping, and don't forget the relationship. Down below is the uncruise. I was just talking to Connie about this. They're more like a smaller yacht, 5-star cuisine, very hands-on staff. This, I call it a boat. This boat has nothing to do with the person's age, okay? This would be more of a physical limitation, because on this boat you're doing hiking, you're kayaking next to a glacier in Alaska, you're doing a lot of different things on this boat. Now, you don't have to do any of it, but primarily this is what this boat is. And this also, just, I know we're talking Hawaii here, you do not do Oahu with this boat. You do the Big Island, Kauai, and Maui, but you do not do Oahu. But this boat also, there's several of them. One goes out of Cabo San Lucas, one does the Snake and Columbia River, one does the Galapagos, and you also have Alaska, which is supposed to be amazing to go up on. We can also have greeters for you. We have lay services that we can arrange to have done for you. If you've got a family reunion, you've got a large group that's going, we obviously have the transportation for that. And if you really want to, you can go in the private sedans. We have a team, and they're our reservationists. We also have their destination specialists. And basically what I like to look at them, they're personal concierge. So your agent will talk to them. We will get, whether it's a birthday that we need to set up, a spa treatment, we can make all of these arrangements prior to you going to the resort. So it's, again, takes it out of your hands. Let the agent do this. And I will say one thing to everybody, and seriously, if you go on a trip, and nothing's perfect in this world, if there is an issue with a hotel room, you're not happy with it, your location, anything like that, please do not wait to come back from your trip that you paid all the money for. You need to let the agent know. Again, guys, relationship, this is so important. They will get a hold of me, and we will do everything to make your vacation right. But don't wait till the end of your vacation. Okay, let's go into the islands real quick. Travel between the islands is by air, unless you are on the NCL ship. Just to give you an idea of proximity, it's 5.5 hour flight from Los Angeles. If you go out of Chicago, they do have a non-stop flight on United. I will be on that in a couple weeks, so you're looking at about a 9-hour flight. Here's one thing too. The girls can put you on a flight through Denver, and through Denver, you can go to any island non-stop, which I think is great because now you don't have to stop over in Oahu if you want to just go to the Big Island. Hawaii is 3 hours behind California, and they do not observe daylight savings. Just a quick look here at the weather. I just want to let you see, obviously we all focus on that winter because we want to get out of here. I was just there, and it was absolutely wonderful. I was in Maui and Kauai. Okay, the most popular island, if you will, most visited island, if you will, is Oahu, and a lot of that is due to Pearl Harbor. If you've never gone to Pearl Harbor, you absolutely 100% need to go there. It is very, I had goosebumps just to see it. The video that they put on, it's just really, you can spend an hour there, which I don't recommend, or you can spend several hours there. So that's a very nice option for you to do. The Waikiki area is mainly where all of your hotels are. Okay, they have the brand new International Shopping Village that has been, it's amazing if you go there. And I always tell my clients, my agents, to tell their clients, if they're down on, it's called Kalakaua Avenue, it's the main strip that goes down the beach area. Walk down one side of it and walk down the other side up. There's so much to see. Street performers, great restaurants. It's a really nice experience to do that. And one of the other up-and-coming areas is the Ko'olina area. That does house the Four Seasons. It does have the Aulani Resort, the Disney Resort, and soon to be coming is going to be in Atlantis out there. You can see up at the top, I'm just pointing this out, the Polynesian Cultural Center and the North Shore. That's where they have all the big surfing tournaments up there. Excuse me. So here's the thing. People think you just fly in. It's about a 30-minute drive. I mean, believe it or not, there is traffic in Oahu. So it's very, very busy. If anybody's been down to South Beach in Miami, it's reminiscent of that. Oahu, in my opinion, people ask me how long would you stay. I think definitely 3 days. It depends on what else you want to do. But it's great. It's very vibrant. You got shopping. You got great beach area right there. You have Pearl Harbor. You could do other things. My person's recommendation is 3 nights, definitely. And I will tell you this, do not go all the way to Hawaii to go to one island. You want to maximize it because each island is so diverse, and you will notice that as soon as you get to them. So as I said, the abundant nightlife is here. So go on through here. speaking of, there's Pearl Harbor. Bet you the $3 per bag storage, that's been new, but a lot of people showed up there and did not know that. So again, is that in your online service, or is that something your travel agent is going to tell you? I was just in Kauai, and it was very funny, and I only bring this up because, actually it was Maui. There were some guests there. They were from California, and one of the hotel's lobbies that we were at is going under minor construction in their hotel lobby. And he did not know it. And I asked him, I go, did you book this online, didn't you? And he says, yes. I go, if you'd not gone through a travel agent, you would have known that, because the hotel has to allow us to know that there's any type of construction, if any restaurant is closed, if any floor is being utilized for construction. So very, very important. And it's funny that another gentleman walked by and he said the same thing, and there you go, he was another one that booked online. So again, I will always promote my agents because they are such a good service for you. If you go here, the Polynesian Culture Center, it's about a 2-hour drive. I love this place because you have 7 of the different islands, okay, that are showcased here. They have a fantastic luau. It's open every day, as you can see. You can go by shuttle bus that picks you up at your hotel. You can rent a car. Speaking of which, remember I said cars, I would only rent a car in Oahu for a day. Unless you want to go to the North Shore, you're staying up in Turtle Bay, but you can use this to go here. Parking is not cheap. Parking can be anywhere from $40 to $50 a night in Oahu. So my suggestion is, I tell all my agents, go over to the Hyatt, go to the Hilton Hawaiian Village, rent your car for the day, go do what you got to do, and you can bring it back. It does add up on the cars for parking. All right, Maui, great island. I absolutely love it. I just did a helicopter tour here. It was absolutely phenomenal. And I actually got to go, if you look at the bottom, we flew over Molokini. It's just a spectacular thing. I really encourage, if anybody does go to Maui, utilize the helicopter tour. Okay, if you look in here, the Wailea area is for more expensive. I think it is. It's a great area, fantastic luau at the Marriott, Waialua. Kihei, that has more, very minimal hotels. It's got a lot more of the condos, if you will. The main area of Maui is the Kaanapali area up on your left, along with Lahaina. Those two are 3 miles in distance from one another. The Lahaina is a small fishing village. You could take a boat over and go snorkeling in Molokini, which has some nice snorkeling. Kaanapali boasts a lot of your nice hotels. You're right on the beach, and you have plenty of golf and things to do right there. Kapalua, you'll find the Ritz-Carlton Hotel up there and the Montage. And then you will see, very far right, the road to Hana, and we'll go into that in just a second. So here's some of the Maui facts. This is definitely an island you want a rental car. As you can see, it's about a 45-minute ride over. It's very nice. They redid the entire rental car allotments over at the Maui airport, so very simple. You go right through. It's really wonderful. Maui always wins best honeymoon destination for their beaches. It's really, really a great place, and the beach is very long and stretched out. Again, you'll see the nightlife. There is some, certainly not a lot, nowhere near what Oahu provided. Here's Lahaina. Here's the little fishing village. That banyan tree is one of the largest in the world. It's really, really amazing when you go under it and see how far it stretches. Great little shops all around. You can, you definitely want to get their shaved ice in the stores that they have there. So again, that's where you would rent the boats as well to go over and do a day on the boats, or go to Molokini to snorkel. That's the view of Kaanapali, the Kaanapali Beach. You are looking down the road. You are literally at the Sheraton Hotel right now, and that's very well known for Black Rock. It's a big cliff, if you will. Not big, but you can jump off it. The kids love it. Parents love it. It's just really, really nice. But that is one very nice beach. Strongly encourage this area. One other thing that I like about this area is Whalers Village. This, as you see, shops, restaurants from all different assortments of them. This is a great way if you don't want to just eat at the hotel. You can go to different restaurants within here. Whale watching, one of the biggest things there is to do in Maui. As you can see, the season's from December to April. There's one resort I really, really like. It's called the Mahana. It is a condo. Studio, 1 and 2 bedrooms. What I like about it is every room does floor-to-ceiling windows. And when they're in front of the hotel or that area, you can see them right from your room. But it's a great way to come out and see them. Spectacular, spectacular. This is something that I like, and I try to tell people, if Maui is your first destination, this is something you absolutely want to do. This is called Haleakala. It's a dormant volcano. They pick you up at 2:30 in the morning. I know you're probably thinking that's crazy, but think about it. 2:30 in the morning there, Chicago time, it's 7:30 a.m. Your body clock's on that time frame. So you can go up here on your first day. You take a van, you go up, and as you can see, when the sun rises, it looks like you landed on the moon. It's spectacular. I would definitely encourage a jacket of some sort, not a parka, but definitely a hoodie, a North Face, something that you want to do because it does get a little chilly up there. But this is great. There are two ways down. You could take the van back down, or you could ride a bike, and it looks kind of like an EKG machine. You might pedal twice, but you're going up and down this whole volcano. It's very, very, very. It's not challenging. It's just a fun ride down. Road to Hana. Here's the deal. If you're impatient, let somebody else drive. If you get car sick, you may want to reconsider this. As you can see, it's 52 miles, 600 curves. This would get me the 54 one-lane bridges. But it's nice. You could take it by a guide. You could take it with your car. Great lookout points that you can look at. But it was really cool because when I did the helicopter tour, I saw the road to Hana from above, and it was really decent to see that. Oh, excuse me. This is just, I put this in here just so you can see the different quality of beaches that they have. Okay, you get the pink sand, the black sand, your traditional whiter sand, more gold sand. So you do have it all over here in Maui. Okay, my favorite personal island is Kauai. I think the reason I say that, it's got the real flavor of the Hawaiians, if you will. If you look up there in the top right, that's Princeville. A couple very nice resorts over there. And then if you go down on the other side, the Waimea Canyon, where it says Nepali Coast, you cannot drive around this entire island. And you'll see some of the shots why you can't. FYI, I took a helicopter tour here. Personally, I think this was the best one that I did just because of the landscape. It's truly a miracle what it looks like. But I saw 100% of the island, where some of the people that live there only see maybe 80% of their island. So I strongly encourage a helicopter ride here. So we'll go through. You land in Lihue. Poipu is a very nice area, and we'll go through this a little bit here. If you look at that picture on the right, that's predominantly what this island looks like. It's stunning. And I strongly encourage, if you don't do the air, definitely take a sunset cruise and watch the Nepali Coast from the ocean. It's absolutely spectacular. You absolutely want a rental car. Like I showed you on the slides, you can take a ride up to Princeville and all the way down into Poipu. It's a beautiful drive. You will see a lot of movies were done here. The Descendants, Jurassic Park. There's like over 30 movies that have been shot here. This really does appeal to honeymooners. They're not kidding. Minimal nightlife. Streets roll up at 9 o'clock. But this is a very activity-driven island, without question. You're up, you're out, and you're doing things. So it really, really is special. And then the thing that kills me is down below, 432 inches of rain annually, but not at the places that I told you. It's more up in the mountains. Waialua Falls. This is spectacular. This is where, oh my God, was a tattoo from Fantasy Island. Said, he playing. So this is where he was. It's really, really nice. You're not supposed to go down in this area. It's technically off limits, but I did see a couple people down there. But when you park up there, some beautiful shots that you can look at. Alright, this is really great. I'm afraid of heights, so what do? I do a helicopter ride. I go zip lining. I strongly encourage them. The zip lining is spectacular. The one here, it is the longest run in Hawaii. It's 4,000 feet. Just to give you an idea, the last run, it was 54 what was it, 1 minute and 3 seconds at 55 miles an hour. I like to say I was too wowed to be afraid. It's absolutely beautiful. My favorite, I think it's a must, is the lower you want to do the mountain tubing. You go through 5 caves. You each get an inner tube. You each will get a miner's hat with the flashlight on it. You'll get some gloves and some shoes, just in case you go off and bounce off there. It's the #1 attraction, guys. And like I say, you go through, you have a guide in the front, one in the middle, one at the end. They're really fun. One guy was playing the ukulele when we went going down there. The first cave, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. The second cave, you cannot see. They're very dim, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. The third cave, not a chance. You don't see nothing. It's 1.5 miles long. It's not scary if you're claustrophobic. Believe me, whoever you're with is banging into you. People are talking. You do have the light at any time. And here's the most important thing. If you fall off, all you have to do is stand up. Water's like up to your waist. This is special. This is the other end that you can drive to, the Waimea Canyon. It's like our Grand Canyon, but absolutely great views. You could hike down in there as well. So if you want to do activities, this is definitely the island to do it. Another island, it's the biggest one. I think it's honestly the most forgotten one. There is so much to do here, but you have some great little areas that you can go to. You got Hilo over there on the right side. That's where the volcano area is that you definitely want to do. Parker Ranch, I did this. They had a special dinner for us. It was amazing. The land they had, the game, the cows, how they did it, everything from the what do you call that? From the garden to the table. I forgot what that's called, but it was really, really good. It was a special evening. And then you have, of course, the Kohala Coast. Okay. Obviously, most flights fly into Kona. Absolute. You want a rental car here. To give you an idea where I showed you where Hilo was, it's a 4-hour drive. This is the island. They have the Ironman competition, which is, I kind of saw that, and it was really, really, it's different, that's for sure. And it appeals, like I said, to adventure seekers, golfers, fantastic golf here, and big game fishermen. This is a bucket list for me, Mauna Kea. This is spectacular for everybody that I've talked to. It's the world's largest observatory. You have 12 domes up there, and basically what you do, you go up. Halfway up, they provide you with parkas and gloves and hot chocolate, and then you go up to the summit, and like you see it there, it's 4,200 feet, but even when you don't go up here, the stargazing in these islands are fantastic. In Kauai and Maui, it was just amazing looking at all the stars. So I can only imagine what it looks like up here. Okay, the volcanoes, I'll just show you, those are some of the actual sites that we saw. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. This is, just so you know, this is located about 30 miles south of Hilo. So I encourage the helicopter ride on this as well. And I will tell you, remember, I think it was last year, everybody said with the volcano, and yes, it was terrible for the folks that lived there, but they also knew they were living by an active volcano. But this also drew so many people that actually wanted to see this phenomenon. And it's just, it truly is, to think that the islands were actually made by this. Okay, taking you to bucket list number 2. I strongly encourage, if you've been to Hawaii and you want to go somewhere different, this place is fantastic. Tahiti. It's in the French Polynesian. We are the largest tour operator to Tahiti. Instant confirmations. Not everybody has those. Non-stop flight is from LA, and it's 8 hours. Let me just explain this to you. You could fly out to LA. When I went, I flew out. I got into LA at 7:30, 8 o'clock. I had some dinner. Your flight doesn't leave till 11:30 p.m. You fly all night. You get 2 services of food on board. You have movies. You can do whatever you want on there. It's a great, you want to go on Air Tahiti Nui, and we'll set you up on the whole way there. Or you could sleep. More than 33 hotels, including the Brando, which I'll touch base in just a second. The options. I think one of the strongest things you want to know when you go to Tahiti is you want to get something. Your agent can set you up with meal options. I think that's very important. This is all imported stuff, guys, so it's really not the cheapest place to go. When I went, I packed little tidbits. I packed Belvita bars, some licorice whips, things that you can have if you have a snack, because you're not running out to the store at 11 o'clock. Okay, we have 5 cruise lines that go here. Our 2 main ones are the Windstar and the Paul Gauguin. I'll show you some more about that right here. So Paul Gauguin is more of your ocean liner, Windstar, your sailboat. I want to reference the one right in the middle, Aranui 3. It's a barge. It's a cruise ship on top of a barge. It is one of the highly sought after items we have because people want to do different adventures. It's a 13-day cruise. You go on land, you go on see the locals. You're basically delivering provisions, mail, everything like that, because you go through the Cook Islands, the Marquesas, and down through Tahiti. So it's not for everybody, but it's nice because you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner with the crew. It's just everybody I've talked to who's gone absolutely had a great time. Okay, this is how you say hello in Tahiti, Lorana. Tahiti is located in the South Pacific. Here's the thing, it is below the equator. You are on the exact same time frame that Hawaii is. You are not crossing the international date line, as you will see here. So really is wonderful. Now if you went to New Zealand, Australia, you will be losing, you are crossing the international date line. Passports are a must. Currency is the French franc. Tipping is really not customary. They do take a US dollar, but again, it's amazing. They really don't, they feel it's weird to take tips. I always insist on tipping personally. The language, obviously, I didn't see any real issue with the language barrier at all. Electricity, this is very important. It's 220. Most hotels have the 110 adapters. I would strongly suggest go to Walmart or whatever to pick up an adapter that you can use just in case the hotel runs out. And the water is safe to drink. Legal weddings, they do all kinds of legal weddings here, so I won't go over all of this, but you can submit this 45 days prior. Birth certificates are needed. Actual ceremony is conducted at City Hall, and then the weddings are not legal, but many hotels offer traditional wedding packages. And the agents can get you this information if you are looking to renew vows or get married in Tahiti. The weather, I love doing this presentation when it's winter. I just tell people to look at this or look outside. So this is very good. I was there in December, and as it says there, it was a little more warm, and I definitely felt more of the humidity. Phones, you can use FaceTime, you can use Skype, what is it, WhatsApp? Yeah, you have all of these that you can communicate with, because you want to communicate with family back home. So you obviously don't want to be using your cell phone. These are the options of airlines that you use. Keep in mind the 2 ones on the left are your jets that will get you there. You're not flying from LA to Tahiti on the prop plane over there. That is your inter-island air. Alright, this is the plane service that you get. You see they got blankets and pillows. They hand you a little blue sack, and inside the sack you have a scented towel, you have socks, you have earplugs, earbuds, and an eye mask. So very comfortable planes, and the crew actually change clothes on 2 different occasions throughout the flight. Okay, when everybody says Tahiti, excuse me, Tahiti, down at the very below, that's where you fly into for the most part. If you get in early at 6:30 in the morning, what we did a tour of the island. You can go to the Paul Gauguin Museum, you can go over around to the Blowhole, that's where they have the Billy Bong surfing tournament, and you can be done. Or you fly into Tahiti and you go right over to the islands that you want. People always ask me which island, which direction, how many days. You go to Tahiti, you land in Tahiti, do a night there, if the most a night there. I go over to Moorea. From Tahiti to Moorea is a 40-minute high-speed ferry that takes you right over. There'll be some shots of that. If you were to fly to Bora Bora, just to give you a sense, it's a 1-hour flight from Tahiti over to Bora Bora. So my direction will be this. I would go over to Moorea for 3 nights minimum. I'd go over to Taha, which is a private island. They have 3 restaurants, so I think max out you could do 2 days there if you want, or 3, but I would close my trip up with absolutely 100% going to Bora Bora, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Here's our cruises. They show duplicate slides here. Sorry about that. I want you to point out here, if you look at the 4 red dots, that's the amount of hotels that are on the island of Tahiti, okay? You have Le Méridien Intercontinental, which is a very large property, and the Manava Suites. Those are the primary ones that we use. And again, you're right there by the port that could take you over to Moorea. This is interesting, and people don't understand that there are food trucks here. And you know what? The cost is very low to eat here. They are, I like to always joke, people like, oh my God, a food truck. It's not like the trucks that you see out at your construction sites. As you can see, they're very nice. They got seating. Locals go here as well as guests of the hotels. And I want to show you just a couple things. This is the Intercontinental that I told you about. I want you to look at the upper left-hand picture. Those are your overwater bungalows. And we'll get to more of that in a minute. But look at the coral around those bungalows. It's blue water, yes, but you do have a lot more coral in this area. You go over to Moorea. Very spread out. Again, you have an extra hotel here. I stayed at the Sofitel and the Hilton Moorea. The Intercontinental is a very, very large property. You get around with golf courses, so if your client, if you don't want to do a lot of walking, I don't think this is where you really want to stay. It is a great property though, but very activity driven. Remember I told you the ferry that takes you over, there's a super ferry. It's kind of like a cafeteria setup. You can have snacks on board. I don't know why they showed the luggage pack. The Moorea activities, as you can see, I'm not going to go into all of those, but this is great. Probably the number one item to do is the ATV fun tour. So that's a lot that's asked for. The Hilton Moorea, okay, I love this, and I just pointed out because not all of them are like that. If you look at the top left picture, okay, you notice how you can call them the tentacles, you can call them anything you want, where the overwater bungalows come together. No other place does it but this place, but they have a little bar right there. So if you want to have, coffee or a drink before you go to bed on your way into the island, you can do that. And you notice the coral is starting to break up. Bora Bora. Okay, this is a very special place. The St. Regis Bora Bora wins Best Hotel every year in the South Pacific. Through Travel Weekly and Condé Nast Magazine. It's very special. Le Méridien Bora Bora is very nice, very spread out. They have a turtle sanctuary there as well. 2 Intercontinentals. The Intercontinental Thalassa is a very, very nice hotel, as well as the other one. But I just wanted to show you this, but the next shot is the one I really want to show you. That is Bora Bora. That is Tahiti. That, if you can see the water there, pardon me, this is very spread out and it's just beautiful. You see on the upper left, those are the overwater bungalows. I will share this with you. The further out you go, the more expensive it is. Okay? Keep in mind, you're going back and forth for breakfast, lunch, dinner, if you're doing an activity. It is beautiful out there. I don't think you need to be all the way at the end. Again, that's personal preference. And the one thing about Tahiti, guys, overwater bungalow, I don't care if you do it on the first island, the fourth island, you have to get an overwater bungalow at least at one location. And there you see the restaurant down below overlooking the lagoon. The Méridien Bora Bora, I'm just going to show you this, and I love doing this to people when I do this presentation. If you look at the upper right hand corner, you have a glass floor. If that freaks you out, they give you throw rugs and everything like that, but it's kind of a unique, unique experience. But you notice the water, and I have another shot coming up. Look at the pearl. Look at that, the upper left hand. There's nothing. That's all sandy bottom. The room product on the right hand side is spectacular. His and hers spa treatment services down below. This I gotta tell you is a little hidden gem. I love Latahas Island. It is really, really nice. You're not far from Raiatea. You can also fly in and go to Vahine Island, which is only 3 overwater bungalows and the rest inland bungalows, if you will. But it's very, very remote. But Taha, we'll go into this right here. If you look at the very upper left, very end overwater bungalow, I had the pleasure of staying there, and I walked all the way over to the middle one on the other side with water that was up to my waist.
Huh.
Spectacular. The room product is really, really nice. I have my own private like deck. All the rooms come with the snorkeling gear, the fins. You can go down and snorkel right off your deck because you got the ladder right there. One thing else I really like was at nighttime you flip a switch and your overwater bungalow illuminates with light, and that's what draws the fish, so you can actually feed the fish. The Brando, this is not for the faint of heart. Average room night goes for $3,400 a night, but it's all inclusive. So you can keep this. This is the famous Marlin Brando resort. You cannot access this resort by boat. You can only access it by air. It's a 20-minute flight over from Bora Bora. Just real quickly, I want to go over a couple things with the United States. You would be surprised what we cover. We go from Branson, New York, Vegas, Sonoma, the Pacific Northwest. I mean, so many places that we go, and it's very, very special. We also do Canada. Our friends up north, their dollar unfortunately is benefiting us. It's at 78 cents per the dollar. But I'm going to tell you something. Canada is absolutely gorgeous. We go from Montreal all the way over to Vancouver. What that also... Oh, someone's calling in.
Yeah.
1 second. If you've never been to Vancouver, it's a beautiful, beautiful area. You have Stanley Park. It's also a cruise port for you. And then you have Banff, you have Whistler, you have Toronto, which is very much like Chicago, and Montreal, very French. Quebec City. You just have so many different places to go. So we can set everything up for you. And like I say right there, we're in every cruise port except, no, we actually added Galveston. So every cruise port we are there. There's the shot of our folks up north. I strongly encourage, if you've never been there, it's a beautiful country. U.S., 46 cities, as you can tell. We have 3 cruise lines as well. I'll go over that in just a second. And we do use Southwest and every airline going around the United States, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico. This is, without question, the American Queen and the American Empress. The Queen does the Mississippi from New Orleans up to Minneapolis. There's a sister ship that's not shown here, the Duchess, which is floor-to-ceiling windows. Every cabin's outside. And then you have the American Empress, which does the Snake in Columbia River. These 2 items are our #1 U.S. revenue-producing items, period. They're really, really nice, and I'll just give you a little tidbit. If you look at the American Queen, those smokestacks, when you're coming up to bridges, they fold down, they go forward on the boat and lay down, and the bridge actually sinks down lower into the ship. Spotless. I've been doing this for 7 years with Pleasant Holidays, and I've never once had a complaint on food, service, and entertainment. This is some of the itineraries that they do. So if you want to pick the boat up in St. Louis and just take it to Minnesota, you can. If you want to just do Memphis, you want to do a blues cruise out of New Orleans, different areas that you can do. Pre and post cruises, I told you this is everywhere we are. And that pretty much sums up. And I just want to reference, I didn't have time to go through everything, but we do the Caribbean and Mexico, Costa Rica, Jamaica. We are very, very strong with all of these destinations. So in closing, I really want to just emphasize my agent partners, utilize them. They're professionals, they're experienced, and they get guys like me and other reps coming in and training them as well. So thank you very much for your time.
Dan, thank you.